we get through all of.
And you have to do the.
No, you don't have to do
You
that.
don't have to do the.
I don't think you have to do that attendance anymore. That was just really for Zoom.
Oh,
Right. Oh,
All right, I don't
okay.
think you have to do
Yeah.
that. So welcome to Gemma,
Mhm.
to Gemma. We're really happy to have you. And I think everyone's met Gemma before, because you came to one or
Yeah,
two
I came to a
meetings.
couple.
Yeah, so we're really happy to have you. I'm glad that you could come. So I don't think we have any minutes because we didn't get any. So we're gonna have to put the minutes off until October. What happened to Bud? Okay, maybe he had to make a phone call. And is there anybody on for public participation?
Nope.
Okay.
They didn't even find us.
Okay, so the first item is the discussion about the chair and the responsibilities of the chair and the succession plan. And we have two past chairs sitting here. But I mean, I don't know exactly what Tina meant when she said the responsibilities. I think, I mean, I don't know if we need, do we need a discussion of the responsibilities?
It's up to you. I feel like we,
People
yeah,
think they know?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay. So happily, we have two people who have volunteered to co-chair. Co-chair.
That's right.
Kay and Kay.
So we are so excited. So did you guys talk about like how you might split duties, or you haven't done that yet, or?
We had a brief chat, yeah, and talked about, you know, the shared responsibility, and I think, you know, in the short time I've known Carrie, just being part of HRC in the festival, I think we'll make a good team and be able to keep moving human
We're
rights.
just gonna tag
forward.
team it out, no, we're not gonna have like you're assigned these duties and we'll figure it out as we go along.
That's right.
I just have one suggestion for the October meeting,
Mhm.
that you chair, because he's got the
That's
multicultural.
right, yes. But I feel my blood pressure rising when I say multicultural
Yeah.
nowadays, which is
So,
an odd
you guys
reaction,
can do
I
what you
know.
want, but I just know what's on his plate, and I was just, I just wanted to make
That's
that
what I do say,
suggestion,
yeah.
So, is there any discussion about this wonderful new leadership that has been proposed?
That's it.
But we don't hear any,
No
any
objections.
squeals in
No
the
objections.
background, that's good.
Do you really live in Needham, or do you take the tea from Boston?
Yeah.
We don't
No,
care, we
I'm,
don't care, actually.
After a certain number of, I've been in Needham for, I think 11 or 12 years now. And though my Boston roots are strong, especially if I have more than 2 alcoholic beverages, the accent comes up very heavy, but I feel like full Needhamite by
You should
now.
definitely have.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, I think it's very bad, actually. I don't hear it. It sounds regular to me, but no, I feel like I'm an Edomite now.
So I think we need to take a vote.
So his spot too.
Okay.
It's a good
Oh,
one.
so Bud,
Yes,
we have
yes.
good news.
Yeah, you lived just long enough to
Yeah,
be
keeping-
nominated. to
Keith and
go.
Carrie
Right.
have volunteered to take on leadership of
Who
the
did?
committee. Keith and
Yeah,
Carrie.
Carrie and I, thank you, Bud.
So do we need
I
a
say
motion?
yes. I say yes.
We need a motion. Okay, so does someone want to make a motion?
So moved.
So Bud moves that we, is there a second to the motion of,
I would gladly second it.
okay. So, any discussion? Any
I
discussion?
call the question.
Okay, call the question. So all in favor of Keith and Carrie?
Hi,
Right?
Team
We
K.
are unanimous here.
Woo.
Yay!
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, everybody.
No dissension.
That's good. That's always a good starting point, I
Okay, you
think.
gotta tell your mom, because she's
She's gonna be so happy.
Yeah. That's right.
she's gonna be
Very
so
lucky to
happy.
have good leadership in this committee for many years, so.
Yeah, That's
it's great
great.
to continue it.
That's really great.
And Tina's gonna continue on.
She's gonna stay on as much as she can, but she's on the finance
Finance
committee
committee,
now,
yeah.
so that's another huge.
Yeah, she wasn't even sure if it'd be allowed, but.
But she said it is allowed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
she
Yeah.
So maybe she'll feel that are able
Yeah.
to come now that she doesn't think she walks in the door, she's the chair.
Maybe she'll bring me up.
Right.
Do
So
we
did
still
everybody
need?
meet Taylor? I totally forgot. Did you all?
Hi. Hello, everyone.
So
Thank you,
Taylor is now our liaison from the town, and she's head of HR for the town.
Almost. I'm the
almost.
assistant director of
Assistant
HR.
director of HR. Oh, I just got a promotion.
That's
I
right.
know, I appreciate it. I
It's almost on the
appreciate it.
record, Taylor. I mean,
So maybe we should just go around, everybody say your names, just so she knows who you are.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm Jen Howard Schroeder.
Great to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Gemma.
Great to meet you, Gemma.
I'm Bud Tram.
Fabulous.
Keep face. Nice to meet you, Taylor.
Great to meet you.
Carrie Herwich. Marlene, we already met.
Cynthia, good night.
Great to meet you all. I'm
Thank you.
Taylor Donaldson-Girani. You've already received emails from me.
It's always a good sign.
But yeah, Justina to step away from her liaison duties, so you get me instead. I hope you'll oblige.
Excited to have you.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
it's great.
Thank
And
you.
she lives in Chelmsford, and she said she's on a human rights type committee in
Yeah,
Chelmsford.
we call it a DEI committee in Chelmsford, but it's very similar work that you're doing here. So
That's
very
great.
happy, professional ties, personal ties.
I grew up
Very
in
happy to
Chelmsford.
be here. Oh, fabulous.
So
I love
is
the
it
connection.
a committee or a commission? Just curious.
It's a committee.
Okay.
Yep.
A
Yep.
town committee.
Yep.
Yeah, I was there yesterday. Our grandkids go to school there and it was their early release day. So grandparents get to play with the kids.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you say you were
Um,
from Chelmsford?
Mhm.
Oh,
That's right.
I am not, so I probably don't know any of the landmarks. Don't quiz me.
Okay, I
Just
haven't been there
happen to
for
live
30
there.
years, so don't quiz me either.
Yeah.
okay, so,
And let's make sure that people have a
yeah, please
free
eat.
movement to get some.
Yeah, get up and eat. I don't want to take the pizza home. Well, if I have
I will
to.
vouch for the tomatoes. They're
Yeah.
Aren't those
delicious.
tomatoes
Thank you, they're
fabulous?
great.
They're
From our garden.
Her
Yeah.
garden,
Oh,
they're
nice.
the best.
Very
Um,
nice.
The only unfortunate part, Rune's store bought, even though grape tomatoes are still good, but when you have
Oh,
fresh,
homegrown, they're
yeah, it's so
nothing
different
like it.
in a room.
Yeah, the cucumbers homegrown too.
Excellent, thank you.
The Harvest Fair is September 29th, and I know a lot of people said that they were not gonna be around. And we need to have, or would like to have representation at the, there's a table that's like all of groups like us. So is there anybody who's here who is gonna be around and could represent us at the Harvest Fair?
I feel like all I saw were emails that everybody was out of
Yeah, I'm
town.
in
I don't know if
Atlanta for
anybody
Monday.
was.
Yeah,
You're in North Carolina.
Right,
it's
right.
just a hard time of year. I have
Where's, is your daughter, are they at the same
Mhm.
school?
They are.
You're kidding.
Isn't that amazing?
That's
I didn't know. I mean, I
It's
knew
quite
where
fun.
Reese went, but I didn't.
Mhm.
That is too funny. I thought maybe she was in another school, North Carolina. Yeah, and I'm away too, so,
Yeah, Marlene, I have, so soccer tournament in the morning and then soccer in the afternoon. So my hope was that at some point during the Harvest Fair, I could.
go over.
Exactly, and we hope to have, a sign with NDI, promoting the multicultural festival. So I'm gonna get that ready. Just to have like a little QR code, a little information and kind of prop it up. with a little poster
Did
board.
Greg say he might be able to get over there? Didn't he have something with his kids? I can't remember.
I might get there toward the end, but I have things that
Yeah.
afternoon. So that's true with the number, but if every organization sent a lot of people, there'd be no room for anybody to come and look at the table. So
Right.
as long as they're,
Yeah, but do we, so Amelia, has she been coordinating it? She's gone till the, she's
Yeah,
it's
gone through
been,
the end of
but
September.
Aaron is going to be coordinating, I think,
Aaron from NDI.
from the Immigration Justice Task
Oh.
Force, Clovelly, something. Any,
So do we
Anyway.
need to have materials there? I don't-
yes, otherwise you're present. The
There's
only way
nothing.
I mean, I don't
people's
even,
presence
did we
is
even have
known.
materials last year or we had candy? I don't
Yeah,
remember
we didn't
anything.
really
else.
have, I mean, we
Or-
got our little flyer things, but
A lot of the
Brochures.
things we're doing with NDI, so if NDI has stuff,
Yeah, but we used to take our brochure.
if you had a brochure. that
We
would be
have a
good.
brochure.
Okay,
I don't know if we need to have more of them run off.
that would be
we
good.
probably might need to even revisit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but before, who has time before the 29th?
Right.
Yeah, we do need to,
Yeah,
We can ask
we
current
need to
names if you
update it,
want.
Ask-
but so,
As the
so
town.
Taylor, it's, somebody has it at the town. Somebody has it on, Katie would know, because
Okay.
Katie has printed them for us. And so who should pick them up? and
But
take
we
them?
have to see, is there something like a name of a previous clerk on, chair on there, or,
No, I don't think so.
I don't think.
I don't think there's any
none of the
names.
chairs
We
are-
didn't put any names in it.
and we don't have a place to go for complaints on there?
No, I don't think the complaints are on there, but at least it's something.
It's better than nothing.
It's,
Great.
it's, you
I
have
still
some?
do. I'll check.
I wonder if Tina has any. So you probably had them last, maybe, or maybe somebody, whoever cleaned up the last time might have taken them.
Is it a
I
PDF?
think it was Finn, it was the last person
Oh,
at the table last time. I don't,
Well, if
Did
we
you
could
drop
get more
off
printed, they can use them at other events like the.
Yeah, well, we want to
diversity
update them, so don't make too many. So I guess the question is who will be around, I mean, I'll be around during the week, but I won't be there on the weekend. I could go to town hall and pick them up, but I need to give them to somebody to put out.
Center. I have it in my notes, it might, I can figure out who it would be.
Well,
Because a lot of
somebody,
people were dropping it off at people's house. I have to
Oh.
write, I don't have the notes with me, but I can find out.
you'll find out and let me know, and then
Yeah.
I'll drop it off. So you will let me know when they're done?
Yep.
And then I'll just come and pick them up and
Sounds
drop
good.
them off. Okay. And then maybe if you're there, you
Yep.
can pick up with,
Well, that's right, yeah, I'm gonna definitely make sure that the multicultural festival poster board ends up there too, with like a QR code and stuff, so.
so you need to know
Yeah.
this person also for the
Yes,
drop off.
yeah, and feel free to like loop me in, because like I said, I can't remember, well, the tournament's in the.
I
early
think it's
morning,
Nicole
Saturday.
and somebody else,
And
whoever
then
the
is it
somebody
a
else was.
Stephen?
People
Saturday
said
or Sunday?
you
Is it-
could drop Sunday. you could-
Sunday,
That you could drop it off at the.
yeah,
Okay, so Cynthia's gonna
I'll find out.
will let me know, okay. And then, and Keith, let Keith know too, okay. So we have Keith sort of dropping in.
Yep.
You're our drop-in representative.
yes, that's right, yes, and I'll try to get there in between the things.
Okay. Okay, would you like to give us an update on the multicultural festival?
Sure, I'll try to give a reasonable, so I'll admit I had a brief moment of like completely freaking out. Because I was like, oh God.
You must be
it's
doing
a
it right
month
then.
away. It's next week. That's right, and I think that when we chose this date, I think that I knew, you know, I have a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old, and I kind of know the mindset of parents. The first couple weeks of September, it's kind of a disaster, and nobody is thinking about anything except making sure their kids have all the things that they need to get them to school. And so I think that filtered down to like, and the other part I never really thought of was that it would take some effort to actually get people to sign up to present the cultures. And so up until 2 or 3 days ago, when I had my little like, yeah, it was like, we had like 7 countries signed up, which was much less than, yeah, and despite the fact that Renaz, former HRC member and the chair of this festival last year, despite her trying to remain like involved, she's part of the working group, but she's not running this. When I called and asked her like, hey, I've tried to send emails, you know, we have requests going on in PTC things. We've kind of planted all the seeds and just waiting for everybody to sign up. And she was really great. She started to make phone calls. And so now I think, and what she also told me, which was really wonderful to hear, was that this is exactly how it went last year. That like a month before they thought there's not gonna be enough tables, and then all of a sudden, in the next like week or two, that's when all the spots really filled up.
Yeah.
So I think everything is going okay. We've ticked a lot of the boxes off that are the big things not to miss. And so I think, what I can ask of this committee is to reach out to as many people and ask them if they're around October 20th, and if they're willing to present their cultures, to go to the needhammulticultural.org website and sign up in that volunteer form. And Yeah, so I think we're okay. I see more people signing up. I can't remember what the latest tally was, but we're at like 10 or 11 right now, which.
How many did we have last year? Do you remember?
20, but that was also, Renaz mentioned too, and Zinat has been a big help too. She sent out a really nice email to all the past participants. I just kind of assumed everybody would sign up because it was such an awesome thing, and I thought, oh, well, this will be a no-brainer.
They will, they just
They
haven't
will.
yet.
Well, and the other thing I think I totally missed is actually putting a deadline on signing up.
Oh.
Because I thought like, oh, I don't know, we all have so many deadlines, it's not nice to put a deadline, it's just let people sign up. The problem is that like, there's that flexibility of like, well, I don't have to sign up 6 weeks before the event, or I can sign up 3 weeks before the event.
Mhm.
And so I think that's what's going to happen. I have a lot of like verbal commitments of people that are gonna sign up. So, yeah, I think, I mean, the other thing I was gonna ask Gemma, which is perfect that you're here, welcome, was to try to, Principal Cyclone has been great. So excited to have this at the high school and the participation, hopefully, of all the students there. And so I think, he said, give us a couple weeks to get sorted and then kind of bring us back into the fold, because we really do want to try to make this an event that, that students like yourself really want to come to. And I think that was the one part that we had great participation. Last year was an amazing event. But we ran out of space. We had to turn coaches away. That's what Renata said, that they got to 20 and they just couldn't accept any more paper. We have a lot of room this year. And so I think, if we can like kind of bring in the fold of the students, I know it's hard, you guys are just getting settled, but we're probably at the point where like, it would be nice to get some input
Yeah.
from students, because we really do want to make it, it's at your school, right? So we want to make it like an event that they can all be
Are
proud
there
of.
ways that you can reach out?
Yeah, I could probably make flyers around the school. That's what a lot of people do if they want to promote something. So I could probably do that.
That's
And
great, Joel.
there's a newsletter that goes out every week, so I could probably get on the newsletter too.
That'd be
Oh,
excellent.
that's great.
And what I can
I
do
also
is,
think the
And
language
within the
department would
school,
probably be good
within
to
the
tell.
school,
good idea,
are,
Barry.
within the school, are there some cultural groups?
Yeah,
that-
there are
that may
clubs that
Yeah.
can.
Want to have a table?
Yeah, exactly, yeah, we're planning on, so we went back and forth about how many tables. So I think, and so just as a quick, I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but as a quick overview. Because the space is beautiful, the cafeteria at the high school is wonderful, but we are gonna have more, we're gonna have performances, but kind of smaller group performances, because we're not gonna have an actual like raised stage. We're kind of just gonna have an area and then chairs set up in front, and then all the culture tables on around, and then kind of an activity area in the middle. And so the idea was to, because like I said, last year was so beautiful, but we all felt really kind of squished. And I thought, we thought that this year, the working group has been great, but we thought this year would be good to like, let's focus on as many cultures as we can. Sometimes we forget that we have so many, we have a lot of diversity in Needham, so it's nice to have like a real stage for them. But yeah, I think we'll be in good shape, and we're just ticking off boxes. But yeah, that'd be great. And like I said, Aaron, Principal Psycho, has been great. He's just said like, bring us back in the fold when you need us, and
So do
we'll
you
do
have
it
a
if we can.
flyer that you could send
I sure will.
to Gemma?
Yep.
So that she can, I don't know, if you have to change it to make it
Yeah, we
look
have
good
some,
for the
And Jenna,
high
have you
school
seen
kids.
this?
Yeah.
The website?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
using the same logo as last
Yeah.
year.
Exactly right. yeah, and I just
The
wanna, just,
News You Need 'Em is.
that's right. And
Got it.
Bill Paulson, the working group has been wonderful. Lots of good help there, and
Sorry,
members
I
of this
never
committee
make
too.
it
No, I
easy.
mean, we have lots of, I think it's been hard to like, at first I thought, well, we're gonna schedule meetings and let's find a time when we can all meet, and that has been, it's difficult, a hard time of year, and to get 13 or 14 people all in one place at a time is, so we've been doing a lot of stuff via email, and
Last year, we did a lot of stuff with Zoom.
yes, yeah, exactly,
That-
Bob.
That might be,
Well, so believe it or not, we've been trying.
That's what we've been doing.
Yeah, exactly. We've had 3 or 4 meetings, but the attendance
They're all
has
on
been, kind of, sometimes 3, sometimes 5. It's been difficult to nail down a time where everybody can be
Do you have
there.
enough people to do? I saw Renaz sent out the list of all the responsibilities.
Yes.
Do you have people who've taken on
We
the
do.
roles?
Yes, yes, we have people who have stepped forward to volunteer in the roles. And yeah, I think the big things are taken care of. It's just getting people to sign up, and also still learning about how the budget works, because it's, we're funded by the Native Diversity Initiative. I mean, it's been great with the support. But I think at the beginning of this, we thought, okay, well, we're gonna hit like all these, kind of big Needham businesses but we haven't really felt the need. I'm not,
Did you ask Denise for money?
so not yet, not yet, yes.
She gave us
But-
money last year.
Yeah, I have received,
She's planning to be there. She's
that's right,
excited about
yeah,
it.
Denise, Becca, yep, Becca will be there.
I'm sure all the candidates will.
Yeah, that's right, yeah, and Congressman Auchincloss, he's been working out his schedule to see if he can come as just an attendee. I guess he came last year with his son Teddy, and he had the best time, so. Yeah, I think we'll have a good turnout. We've had good support from the town. Yeah, we got the venue booked and all the permitting things are in place, so.
So besides us seeing if there are people that we know who want to represent their culture, what else can we do as a committee for you?
Oh, I wish, so like I said, I think when I first brought this up, I thought, oh God, we're in the weeds. And so the last couple of days, I feel like we've made some progress and, people have really stepped forward. Bill Paulson's been a tremendous help getting materials ready and all that. So I don't have anything besides kind of continue to tell people about it in all your circles and encourage young people to be interested in, if there's something that you want to see at this event, this is the time to let us know. And we'll have tables, like we have somebody from the library is gonna be hosting a table. We're trying to kind of replicate the things that worked so well last year. And also leave a little room for things to like adjust as we go.
Cynthia, have you reached out to the clergy association and?
That's right, Tuesday,
Good.
meeting on there, and they all have a copy of the write-up that was in the news. You need them and as more things come out, it's on their radar along with other things like the diversity initiative. I wanted to say something I didn't get around to say at the last meeting about finances. If there are things that are important to do now, like paying for signs and all, do it before the money comes in.
Right.
Because if we don't do it, it's kind of like, I think we'll find ways to get funds. But if there's some things that are time sensitive that need to happen, we should do it even if it's not certain yet where the
Right.
money's coming from.
I hate to say it, but that's kind of my mentality too. I'm just like,
Well,
the money will come, it'll be there.
I think that if we really don't have enough money
Yep.
to cover everything, we can ask the town. We have, in the past, we've gotten, like, we had a speaker and we got some money, so it is possible. I mean, we're not tons of money.
Right,
But they might be kind and give us a
well, that'd be
little bit of
great.
monch.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if you knew that, but.
yeah, some of
Yeah.
the expense, so I think last year, each country, each volunteer that presented their culture got $50 for, and so I guess that was not enough. So now we're gonna offer $100. And so that, so like I'm trying to, believe it or not, luckily we have so many wonderful volunteers and the town has been great at offering different materials. And like I said, we have a lot of people who really, this event means a lot to them and they're happy that we're doing it again.
Great.
So the expenses haven't been enormous, but I know they're coming. And so that's kind of how I'm handling it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're.
Yeah, but
Is the Rotary able to donate?
Yep, the Rotary sent $1,000, just like they did
Wow,
last year, which
that's
is
great.
fantastic, yeah. We had a friend of mine, his construction company's donating $500. So we have some money coming in and we've applied for a grant through the MCC, the NCAC, the Needham
Arts
Council.
Council.
Council on the
And I
Arts.
guess I think they're what is it, the applications open up October 1st.
Anyway, Roman finished.
Yeah, I saw that too, right, Cynthia?
It's really, really good.
Yeah, I'm leaning on as much support from people who have experience. The budget things have always been a little
And
tricky for
Charlie,
me.
who's part of that.
Yeah,
group,
Charlie's been wonderful,
is,
yeah.
part of
Amelia- I
it.
think Amelia's written a grant for that too.
Yeah, she's been involved, she's attended our meetings too, which has been great. So I know we have the
So you're-
About the
support.
Needham Bank.
So we haven't reached out to them yet, but
That'd be a-
Yeah.
That'd be a natural.
So if you, in between.
so I guess maybe I'd love to, I'm trying not to on off work that I should be making time to do, but certainly, any donations that we can get into NDI in the name of the Multicultural Festival, only gonna make it easier for us to spend money as we go here. And so, I mean, we have a nice little list that we put together of Needham businesses that we'd like to go through and ask. But I kind of felt like, oh, it's only a month away, and I know that a lot of these organizations require much more time than that before they can actually.
Well, because they have to vote on it in a meeting or something.
That's right, yeah, and I know that it depends on when you catch them, what part of
They're like,
their.
maybe Denise has like
Yeah.
extra money because she's gonna be.
Right, yes,
Right.
exactly,
Anyway, I
yes.
think there are people who volunteered to do that part of the
Yes.
finances, right, so.
Yeah, we do, yeah, that's
Any
exactly right.
ideas people have that they
Yep.
give to you, you can pass on.
Absolutely,
on
yes,
to them.
yeah, we've had great support from the Needham Resilience Network too, and Nicole and Beth.
So if you think of anything,
Thank
you
you,
can just email the committee.
that's
It's not like we have to have,
a
it's,
discussion,
yeah.
yes, exactly, that makes sense, yes.
there's-
Yes, like I said, a few days ago, I mean, I've been going to bed thinking about it and then waking up thinking about it. which is probably-
I hope you're
yeah,
sleeping
it's
well.
Never a great sign, I think, but
A little anxiety. huh?
yeah, well, I think it's healthy, I think it's healthy anxiety, I feel like I said, this event is what, kind of prompted me to join the Human Rights Committee, and it was a beautiful event, and I want to make it good, and I want to do it every year, and so, yeah,
Well, speaking of that, we need another member on the committee.
yes.
And so one of the things that Tina asked is for us to have a discussion, does anybody know anybody who might be interested, or is the multicultural fair, I didn't realize that that's what got you interested in. the
For
committee.
sure,
If we should do some recruitment there or something.
That would be great.
Yeah.
I think it'd be wonderful to have this group a little more diverse.
We only have one opening right now.
One, I
Yeah,
know,
but
yeah.
but one, we need one.
Yeah, I
That's-
thought you said Nada was interested.
Well, Amelia supposedly reached out, but I don't think she ever reached her.
Oh,
No, I
okay.
didn't say she was, Amelia had seen her
Yeah.
and said she was interested, and I was sort of surprised because I know she kind of cut back on her practice
Yeah,
days
when
because
she
she's
had
got
another
both kids
kid.
in school now.
Okay,
So,
if, I don't want to be in the cross paths with her, but I know her and had talked
well,
with
then why
her
don't you,
at the community iftar with the.
yeah, I mean, you could follow up with her.
Yeah, I'll
I
do
think
that.
that would be great. So Nada, those of us who were on before, Nada Ali was on the committee and she's wonderful. I think she was pregnant and that's the reason she left.
Yeah,
I think she had a 2-year-old and then she had her second kid. So,
and working.
yeah, and she works, so maybe, but the other is, I don't think it's bad to have a pipeline.
Yep.
So if there are other people, so when an opening comes, this is
we're
not,
gonna have to scramble.
this is
Right.
not a life term. I mean, and if people are interested, they can come, they just can't vote.
Right.
So if we do some recruiting at the multicultural fair.
Yeah, I think it's a great, I think it makes sense, like I mentioned, we've been going through like, okay, what groups, we'd love to offer tables to every group, but the focus is on sharing people's the cultures, right?
Yeah,
So
sure.
we're kind of waiting to see how many spots, we have a ton of space available. But I think definitely like NDI, Human Rights Committee, should have a table and have some materials there. I think that's.
So
something
bring
we should
that up
do.
at the next meeting.
Makes sense.
Yeah, the next meeting is just before, the next meeting I think is the.
No, I mean, the next meeting of the committee.
Yeah, we
Oh,
have the
okay,
working group,
Okay,
that's
okay,
right,
'cause
yes.
I was
yes,
there-
yes.
Our next meeting, I think, is the 17th
Yeah.
of October, and I know I'm not gonna be here, but, so,
Is that
Yeah.
the third?
I appreciate the support though.
yeah,
Gotten Lots
yeah.
of nice little messages, which are helpful in time of need.
No, it's
So,
great, it's gonna be.
I think so, yeah.
We've got good people.
Yeah,
working on
every
it.
time like I said, I go crazy the night. I talked to some people who went to the same last year. Like, no, this
But Greg is helping you too, right?
Yes, yep, Greg is a member of the working group too, so
Yeah,
Yeah, so we have 4 people from Human Rights. Committee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
Okay,
exactly.
October 17th.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
All
we
right,
plan
great.
on working on meeting weekly now with the multicultural working group. 'Cause instead of trying to plan meetings around people's schedule, we're gonna, even if, because that was the other thing I didn't really realize. I thought, oh gosh, if you can't get half the attendance,
Don't worry about
then
it.
how, But it turns out if you get 3 motivated people to show up for a meeting, you can actually still get stuff done, which I started to see, which was
Yeah,
good,
that's
yeah.
And you can ask each subgroup kind of for a person from there to give you a 1-sentence report of how
Right.
things are going and what they need. So
Yep.
even if they can't be there, you can go down the list.
Using email to our advantage, for sure, yes, agreed.
Easy to tell somebody else what to do.
Well, that's right, well, somebody told me, if one person's not in charge of something, no, if everybody's not in charge of, everybody's in charge of something, nobody's in charge of it. And I thought, oh geez, that's a good thing to remember, yeah, we really need to make sure that people are doing stuff, so. yeah.
Great,
Thank
thank you. Thanks for doing this for us. But you weren't in the room, but I think that you did the minutes in June and we haven't gotten them. Or
Tina.
you did send them to.
No, I don't think I did. I think that
So we
was-
weren't
I
able to,
thought you were
obviously.
here doing them. I remember you said, would I give you my notes? And I said, well,
So could
When
you
you see
do
that.
the notes and send them to Carrie and Keith, and then they can send them out, because we need to vote on them in October?
Okay. You said you took the notes?
No, you took
I
that.
took the notes?
you took the notes. Your name was on the list all year for.
So that's
June.
actually one of the things Tina wanted us to do, to have people sign up, but I didn't write down all the dates, so I'm
They were
wondering if
sent
you
out
guys
to
wanna
us
send
maybe
out
by
something with
Yeah.
the dates and have people just sign up
That makes sense.
online, we don't have to take any
Yeah.
time to do that.
Sign up. on
Sign up online.
That's what
So
you
Taylor,
did.
we have a rotating recorder,
Perfect.
because unless somebody decides they'd like to be the recorder all the time, which is the way it was in the olden days.
Doesn't even-
I'll admit to using, and there's a program out there called Assembly AI.
Oh, I was gonna say,
Which
I
is
read
actually kind
about
of
that.
amazing.
We should,
You take the recording of a meeting
And
and
it
put it in.
does the minutes.
It does.
Go ahead, why don't you use
And
it?
then it's, I sign up for a trial every time I'm responsible, just a little behind the curtain here. Every time I'm responsible for notes, I sign up for a new trial, sorry, Assembly, with a different email address.
Yeah,
And it
I've heard
actually has
about it.
worked, yeah, it gives a pretty
Do
good.
you know where to find the recording of the meeting? You know where,
So, yeah, it's on, on YouTube.
Yep.
Yep,
It's
the
on
town has
YouTube.
a wonderful YouTube
so
page.
The
and-
town.
try it.
Yeah. We'll go through it together, but I'm an expert, yeah.
So I
You
think
can
we,
Bud's email.
we need to have it before the October meeting, so
Yeah,
we
makes
can
sense.
vote on it
Okay.
in
And
October.
the date of the meeting was the
June,
20th,
11th.
11th?
Well, that was early because we had the suitcase stores. So we moved it a day, a week early.
Okay, so Cynthia, do you want to give us a update on the Needham Diversity Summit?
I can save the date thing, just if people want. Oh, leave one for me so I can give you the title. The title, the theme, oh, it's that Sunday, November 17th at Pollard School, 1 to 5 p.m. This will be after the election. So one of the things we want to do is be aware of how people might be feeling one way or another after that. Not that that's the focus of the program. The title this year is Harnessing the Power of Stories, Unite, Inspire, Transform. So that's going to be, the theme is using storytelling. There'll be the usual things like some music, and there'll be a panel of Needham residents, and at least 2 of them will be people who were part of the suitcase stories. And I don't know how many folks here got to see the suitcase stories this year, but some people we know have been in the past. We are looking for, if anybody knows, somebody who is of Haitian descent who lives in Needham, who might be willing to tell their story. Well, we essentially have 3 people and we're looking for a 4th person.
Are there any Haitians at the high school that you know
The ones that I know, they live in Boston.
of? In Boston?
Yeah.
Or are they
Oh, that's
part of the
possible.
Metco
Yeah.
program?
Oh,
Oh, well,
Oh.
that, maybe one of
That
their
would be
parents would speak.
I have to ask, yeah.
So do you want,
That's an idea of what, let's see, whether you would ask a Metco director or somebody, so that you don't want to make a kid feeling.
Yeah, we don't want to have to ask the
Yeah,
kids,
so
but if there are
probably-
some,
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let me follow up.
so don't ask them yet,
Okay.
let Cynthia see and then.
Yeah.
So we could ask them we could ask Joanne, maybe.
Or we could ask Beth Conyers, if she has a sense of the right way to go about it. Okay, and I don't think we want to write this in the notes necessarily, but there's a speaker whose name is Ellie Axe, and she's part of a company that's called Story Starters. They do work with teachers in Newton, and the whole idea of what they do is equipping families to develop young children's anti-racist values and ability to disrupt racism in their lives. At any rate, she's going to be giving a talk, and then it will be followed up by interactions of people telling their stories around these themes. And people are fairly excited about that.
Are you looking for any additional speakers or?
I think they pretty much
Okay.
have it, but if you have ideas, there's always.
No, the
future.
reason I asked is,
Yeah.
Colette, who wrote the
Maybe-
book on 7 traits of culturally savvy
Sounds great.
anti-racist leaders. The reason I brought this, not to jump on what you're doing, is perhaps it may be a wonderful book read for the spring.
Oh.
Yeah, or where she could be, what's her last name again?
Her name is Colette Phillips,
Phillips. Yeah,
Phillips.
the interrupters. I've heard somebody else besides you mention that. It sounds great.
I
So
feel
I will
like,
be
I feel like
sure.
there's an email string that went around.
I think Bud sent it.
I've been sending
You sent,
a
yeah,
promotion for the thing next,
because I had
Next
already
Wednesday
looked at
night.
it, Yeah.
if anyone could make it, she's amazing. We were on the phone with her.
Okay, I can send that to NDI, and maybe some NDI people will come.
Super. That would be great if you could forward that.
Sounds
And they
terrific.
don't have to register, you could tell them. I mean, it says on the flyer to register, but
But, yeah,
people could show up at the door.
so,
Cynthia, are they having like the breakout sessions at the summit this year?
so the breakout things will be around this theme about the storytelling instead of 10 different groups. And so it'll be more integrated. So right now Amelia will probably be involved with having displays, and that's one where it's really important to have the Human Rights Committee.
I don't know, who has all the display stuff?
Yeah, don't worry about it
I think we
now.
gotta get make some new displays.
You used to have it, then did you give it all to Tina?
We
Because
can-
I remember I gave it to you.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking, would that be a good target date for us to maybe come up with?
New brochure.
Yeah, or like the launch of the complaint process and like
Yeah.
something that materials that maybe we
Yeah,
could
that's
give
a
out
great
that
idea.
day.
Tina and I never finished all the work that we need to do.
Confessions later.
I mean, I can't even imagine you guys have been working on it for so long.
And maybe somebody new should take it over.
No, I don't mean to like that. I
Some
just mean like,
fresh
it seems
blood.
like the project that just like is never gonna end.
Yeah, that's what it kind of feels like. I mean, we did get, approval from the select board, but then we needed to roll it out and we needed to do more with it. and
That would be
just
a
have-
really good timing, I think.
It's a really good idea to roll it out there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Make a note about that.
Okay, so let me, so also Cynthia, you want to give us a report on the next topic for the community conversations on race?
I was just saying that a topic has been chosen and they have people who are working on it, so stay tuned.
Oh, that's it.
because
Okay, I'm
It's
sorry.
probably better that I not say the topic because the people who are working on it may get, but it's pretty much focusing on white supremacy, the role of whites in racism, which is tough, but, and this came out of a group it's a very diverse group, and I think it feels like, people were doing things like housing. We didn't want to just go off the topics. We wanted to look at some of the basic dynamics that are going on and what you can do to interrupt that. And there you go, your interrupter, that's a great, it might fit well with that.
Thank you. And then you wanted just an announcement that September 28th from 10 to 3, the Massachusetts Native Praying Indians Tribe Annual Powwow.
Yes, and I think
Situate
I've
Park.
sent it out as a email, but if you'd like to have a visual. It's representatives of this group who are on the Branding Town Seal Committee. Amber Autumn Sun Orlando, and it's brought in some artistic work as a background for the town seal. I'll give more of a report in a future meeting, but it's the branding part is done and really focus on the town seal, which has 2 sort of medieval looking settlers and 1 Native American with a headdress. It was really appropriate for the western part of the country with the teepee, which wasn't.
Oh, wait, didn't we get something to vote on? Or not? That wasn't for
That
the
was for
seal?
the brand.
Oh,
That
that-
was
oh,
for,
okay.
you know, whether you wanted blue and yellow or circle, whatever color it was, but they chose that. At any rate, it's now having more of an engagement. What the seal is really kind of a miniature representation of the town history and it will only be used in official situations. It won't be on the trash cans, no, on the side of trucks. It will only be, but it does stand for, represent something about the history of the town. So I'm really pleased that there's a variety of people from town involved with this and looking at if we're portraying some events from our past history of our relationship with Indigenous people, that we try to portray it in a respectful way, thinking of having one settler and 1 Indigenous person looking like they're being engaged in conversation. And we don't really know exactly what happened, so we are putting our own perspective on it, but we could put it in a forward-looking way as to what we hope to live into, rather than just trying to be honest about the history. Which
Is the seal currently on trucks and on
Yes,
town
it's
vehicles?
everywhere. It's on the trash bags.
This new seal
Now
will not be.
they voted the brand, but they will replace it, but they're not throwing out the things they have.
Oh,
It will be replaced.
Oh, when they run out.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So in the
There's no
future.
way for that.
I was wondering why they didn't do seal.
Yeah.
Right.
Retiring.
Retired, yes, when the others are retired. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for your work on that. What other items come up or anything to report from the beginning of school? Anything? No issues? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Calm is good.
Good thing. Yeah, that is a good thing.
I have one update. I've been talking with Karen Walker, who I think might be the new leader of the Immigration Justice
Yeah,
Task Force.
there's a group of about 7, our steering committee, and she's one of the people.
She's super responsive, which is great. And
she's
they
terrific.
are interested in kind of getting back to planning some kind of event to talk about immigration, an education event.
Oh, great, Karen would be terrific.
I think that it's not gonna happen until around January, so unfortunately we'll miss the election. But we already have somebody that has agreed to come and talk.
Oh, great.
So we just need to kind of work on the logistics and stuff and narrowing down what the topic will be, but the goal is to try to dispel some of the less than accurate information that's out there
About-
right now. Yeah. So if there's anybody that is particularly interested in working on this, let me know.
Can you say who it is, or that's not?
Heather Yuntz,
Oh,
Yeah,
she's
Heather,
great.
she is. So that's really all I know right now.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
I'm glad that's in the works. That should be good.
And then Marlene and I both have had some involvement with a new group.
I
that's
have very
called-
little, but
It's called Need Shelter Network, in response to the crisis of people running out of shelter space and living in the
homeless.
streets.
Hmm.
Unhoused or whatever.
unhoused.
Yeah.
Right.
So, through the task force and other people in that group, people want to do something right away. So there's a the Metro West Worker Center in Framingham, Diego Lowe is part of the network with the Immigration Justice Task Force. And they're in touch with people who are losing their shelter. And they asked if we would help. There's 2 families of Haitian descent who have lived in Chile. And we're gonna be on the street. So this group has immediately raised money to pay for a hotel and food for
For
them.
20 days, I think.
Well, we're going on beyond that.
Is there more money? 'Cause
Well,
the
we're
last-
raising it.
Okay, the last update I saw was just for 20 days.
Well, that was to begin with, at least, and they have permission to work, so it's finding them housing, like the whole works. And there's an interfaith group that met on September 12th, and I sent this out to all the clergy groups, and it lists all the kinds of things that congregations or community groups could do at this point to be helpful. And one of them is based right here in Needham, and that's the Circle of Hope. And you know that they collect items, but they are specifically bringing things into shelters. And there are 2 things. One is baby bags, so a lot of the women are pregnant. And the other is essential clothing, and you choose a gender and a size, and you fill your bag, and it has very specific things. So that's an example going from, helping a particular family to find emergency shelter to having some help with the material aid. And we're in a community that's generous, and most of us have more resources. And so this is a time that we can be part of moving forward with responding.
There's a big group at the temple that is working, I just had mentioned before, they settled the 13th apartment for refugees. Outfitted them, so you may want to connect with them for this program that you're working on. Do you know Sarah Kesselman?
Mhm.
So Sarah is co-chairing that. So she would be a good person to talk to. Her chair is Rob Andrews. He happens to live in Dover. He's been amazing.
And also Temple Beth Elohim and Mosley has been very involved, and we sent some families too, so I can connect some people that are. And they've also been involved in Circle of Hope.
Okay, anything
Wow,
else?
look at that.
That's good.
I just have a couple announcements from my side of things.
Okay.
So I know Tina sent it out, but a friendly reminder, conflict of interest training is due within the first 30 days of joining a committee. Welcome. And then every 2 years after that, if you don't keep up on that, eventually the state will, figure that out. And there is a fine associated with not keeping up on your ethics training. That does not get billed to the town, that gets billed to you as an individual.
Wow, first time
So,
we heard this.
yes.
Not
So-
just a deadline.
Please,
Tina
please.
emailed us.
Tina
She emailed us. I just haven't
Yeah,
done
but
it
that's
yet.
the same one we've done over and over, right?
Yes,
That's the one you
yes.
do when you first get on.
It takes about an
Yeah, I thought
hour,
maybe
it's
it
all
was-
online,
I
you
thought
just
maybe it
go
was
through.
a new one.
I thought it was a new one.
Oh, no, you just have to do it every 2 years, so
Yes.
if you, get a renewal email or, you think you might be around the 2-year mark, I'd highly recommend just taking a peek at that. Our town clerk keeps those records, so if you do have any questions, you can always reach out to her.
Is that we should reach out direct, because what happens if you don't remember if you've done it in the last 2
Yeah,
years, right? So
yeah.
reach out to the
No,
town
that's a
clerk.
fair question.
Okay.
Definitely, you can reach out to the town clerk. She keeps the records for employees as well, so she will know best whether or when you are due, so that you can, keep up on that. It takes about an hour, so
It's
pretty
maddening
straightforward.
because
Were we
you think
supposed
you
to have recently
understand
gotten an
it.
email?
Yeah, Tina
Tina
sent,
sent something
Tina sent
telling
out a
us to do it.
reminder.
I have it right here.
Yeah, I still have it.
Tina sent an email on Thursday, September 12th to all of
Thank
us.
Oh, fabulous, thank you.
Okay.
The town is hosting new committee member orientation sessions coming up on October 1st and October 30th. That information was sent by the town manager's office. I'm not sure if everyone has gotten that, but I'm happy to distribute
Well,
it.
we're
if anyone's
not new.
interested.
Only new members. would have
Only
gotten
Gemma
it, right?
is new.
Yeah, it was just sent to liaisons and chairs, so I can send it out.
That'd be great.
It's a great refresher as
Yeah.
well if you are interested, but no pressure there. And then Gemma and I'll reach out to Lulu as well. I'm gonna sit down with you, should you have some time, to just walk you through the town, how it's laid out, open meeting law, sort of what the expectations are there. So eyes wide open, you know, all the things about becoming a committee member, and you can ask me anything, of course. That's it.
That is so great that you're doing that. No one ever used to
Thank
do
you.
that.
Yeah.
Oh
that
gosh,
didn't
it's so
exist.
confusing
That
when you
did
get
not
on a
exist.
committee.
That is
Did not
fantastic. Kudos to whoever made that decision. That's great. Okay, so it's almost time. So do we have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second,
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Great meeting. We did it on time. Take
Nice
a-
job.
Thank you.
And don't forget downstairs, the reason we're meeting
Yeah,
early is so
we've
we
got
could all
the
go
housing
to
meeting
housing.
downstairs. You can go.
Emails from the